let's go ahead and get right into it. Go ahead and share, subscribe, like. All those things are greatly appreciated, and it really does help out my channel. First player I'm looking at tonight is coming from the Charlotte versus New York Knicks game, and we're looking at Terry Rozier. As we can see over here, we're looking at the prop of 20.5, but some places has it at 19.5. I like the 19.5 better than the 20.5. Rozier's coming off injury. LaMelo Ball is day-to-day with an ankle injury. Doesn't look like he's going to play. I think Rozier's usage will be up. New York plays a very physical type of basketball game, more defensive oriented. So you got to factor all those things in. So as you can see at the prop betting sites, everything's at 20.5. JockMKT got it at 20. Underdog had it at 19.5 a little earlier. They removed that. I liked it really at the 19.5. Let's look at Rozier a little closer. All right, Knicks are ranked 5th versus the point guard position. Let's look at Rozier a little closer. As I mentioned, Rozier is just coming back from injury. Hasn't played too many games this year. He's only played 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see in his last 2, he's averaged 22 points, playing very well. Again, ball is out. I think that is pretty big. He's going to have to score. As you can see, the prop over here is 21.5. Over here, you see it's down to 20.5, 19.5 in some places. Pretty decent favorite to go over at 19.5 at BetMGM, at Caesars. And again, the prop betting sites are putting it down to 20.5. You can get it at 19.5 over here on Fluff, but you know it's minus 140. Paying a lot for that bet. Again, 20 at JockMKT. That may be the best that I see right now. But I think he's going to score more than 20 points tonight. I'm leaning toward the over on Terry Rozier. Second player we're looking at is coming from the assist category. And we're looking at Vucevic for Chicago. 2.5 assists is what you see at most of the books. We do still see it for 3 over here on Underdog. I think it may be a good pick over here on Underdog if you've already got 5 players set aside and you're doing a 6 play. I think this could be a good option if you have problems finding players. He can possibly get over 3, but even if we get 3, we get a push on that. It's just a play I would not play if you're playing a 4 play or 2 play power play. Not sure about that on Underdog. I like this play more in a 5 or 6 play on Underdog. No other prop betting site is offering this play. The ones that I follow are offering this play at all. So let's look at it. He's a heavy favorite to go over 2.5, up to minus 179 over here on Caesars. Let's look at him a little closer over here on props.cash. Let's pull up the Chicago game. Chicago's playing Boston. And let's pull him up. As you can see, this season he's went over only 39% of the time, 7 out of 18 games. Let's look at his last 10. His last 10, he's went over 50% of the time, 5 out of 10. And let's push this number down to 2.5. It's showing 3.5 here. Let's push it down to 2.5. Push it down to 3. 3 is the only one we see at the prop betting sites. So at 3, last 10, he's went over 5 out of 7. which is 71% for the season at 3, 7 out of 12, 58%. And you can see in his last 2 games, he's had at least 5 assists in those last 2 games. Let's just look at his last 5. At Toronto, at Brooklyn. He's balling, he's playing. I kind of like the over 2.5. And I'm not totally against the over 3 that we see on Underdog, which is the only prop betting site that we see it on right now. Not totally against it. I would just use it in a 5 or 6 play lineup. Last player we're looking at is coming from the rebounds and assists category. And we're looking at Dennis Schroeder. Prop 7.5 pretty much everywhere. The odds are not going real big in either direction. BetMGM do have him at -25 for the under. And you can just go opposite here. FanDuel got him at -75, -136 for the over. Only 2 of the prop betting sites that I follow are offering this, which is PrizePicks at 7.5 and Underdog at 7.5. Let's look at Schroeder a little closer. Let's do rebounds and assists. We go to the Toronto game. And we look at Dennis Schroeder. Projection on props.cash is 8.28. Playing a defense that's ranked 28th against the point guard position. Let's look at Schroeder a little closer. And we'll look at his season. For the season, 7.5. He's went over this 71% of the time. 12 out of 17 games. But you can see that's early in the season, middle of the season. As you can see in his last 10, numbers have started to drop off. Last 10, he's still done it 5 out of 10, which is 50%. Last 5, he's only done it 20% of the time. 40% of the time, 2 out of 5 times. So, not sure what's going on these last few games. Last game was on 11/26. We got a day break here. Facing a defense that is not that great. 28 versus the point guard position. I'm going with the numbers here. I'm leaning toward the over on Schroeder. I'm leaning toward the over on Schroeder. Line of 7.5 rebounds plus assist. So those are 3 plays that I like. Go ahead and like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated.